Nick, what do you think? Is he a Hall of Famer? He's right on the borderline, according to these guys.
He is, yeah. I check that Basketball Reference Hall of Fame monitor all the time. It's really fascinating to see, what's factored in there. And I mean, honestly, the way that he was playing for Brooklyn, we only saw him in 5 or 6 games, but it was a completely different Lamarcus Aldridge than the player that we saw in San Antonio. He was rejuvenated. He was giving them real valuable minutes at the center spot. And with the way that Brooklyn's playing, with the way that some of the teams in the West are kind of falling by the wayside with injuries, you have to wonder. I mean, if he ended up being like a pretty valuable contributor to a Nets team that wins a title, maybe that's what ends up kind of pushing the balance in his favor when it comes to the Hall of Fame, because he is going to be right on the border. I think the biggest argument against him is, he has 6-7 all-star appearances, but never really a guy who you're like, this is a winning player. This is somebody who just wins basketball games. He's going to drag you to the conference finals. That's not really, what you think about with Lamarcus Aldridge. So, to me, I think the Lamarcus Aldridge equivalent in like baseball or football, whoever that is, definitely doesn't get in the Hall of Fame, but the Basketball Hall of Fame is a whole lot more lenient. So we'll see. I mean, in some ways, a career coming to kind of a halt like this maybe can kind of help in some ways, where, you don't have those years at the end where it kind of fizzles out and maybe you remember the player a little bit differently.